Hey guys, what's up? Mike Locke here. Thanks for checking out this bonus video. I want to talk about JavaScript. I get this email a lot. This is a hot topic. Whenever I talk about HTML and UI, UX design, there's always someone that mentions, hey Mike, you know what, don't forget about JavaScript. JavaScript, we should all learn JavaScript. JavaScript is a powerful, programming language and whatnot, and all this other stuff. Because I always, when I talk to aspiring UI designers and UX designers, I always leave out JavaScript. I had a video not too long ago where I talked about learning HTML and the importance of HTML and CSS in regards to the skill that falls under UI UX design. It's vital to have that skill, just basic HTML and CSS knowledge. And in regards to that, whenever I do talk about these things, the JavaScript is really a hot topic. And here's where the dilemma comes in, is because myself, I always leave out JavaScript. When I'm teaching or mentoring someone, I always say, don't even worry about learning JavaScript. But on the flip side, JavaScript is one of the most powerful languages in the web development sort of area. If you know JavaScript, if you're highly proficient in JavaScript, HTML and CSS, you can command a high-paying job, $90,000 a year to $130,000 a year. Okay, but here is the gray area. You have to be highly proficient in JavaScript. Okay, to land a job paying 90 to 130, that's, you're talking, big tech companies, Netflix, Yahoo, LinkedIn, Amazon, Google, etc. Okay, Facebook or whatnot. If you just learn the basics of JavaScript, you go to some free tutorial online and you write a couple of lines of code, document.write, hello world, my name is Mike, that type of stuff, and you show that on screen. That's basic knowledge. That's the basic bare bones ABCs of JavaScript. That's not being proficient in JavaScript. Okay? It's like I can teach you to code, to build your first HTML page within 5 minutes. Actually, probably 3 minutes. I can teach you that with a tutorial. But that does not mean that you are now proficient in HTML and CSS. You have to spend hours and hours performing it, doing it, working in the code, troubleshooting the code, seeing how it works in a real world situation. So in order to become proficient in HTML and CSS, there's a lot that you need to do. In order to become proficient in JavaScript, there's months, few years to really get good at it. So what I do is, what I teach people is, when you're now you're wanting to become a UI UX designer, for you to try to split your time in becoming proficient in JavaScript and becoming proficient in UI UX design, you're spreading yourself too thin. That's why I say you have to focus on a discipline and perfect that discipline. Okay, I've been doing UI UX design for a long time, over 17 years or whatnot, and I'm at a stage now where I'm on cruise control because I've perfected my process and whatnot. I could probably start learning JavaScript and become proficient in JavaScript maybe in a year or two. But if you're just now starting out, if you're just like, hey, I've just been designing for a couple of years now, I've been doing some graphic design work, and you want to become a UI UX designer, focus on UI UX design. Stop focusing on JavaScript. And here's why, is because in all my years, and when I say things on camera and a video, I'm telling you exactly what I've gone through. So it's just my opinion. From all my time doing web design, UI design, UX design work, I have not done an ounce of JavaScript in any of the jobs that I've worked on. Why is that? That's because JavaScript is not required as a UI UX designer. You're not doing any UI design work. All you're doing, JavaScript work. that is the responsibility of the front-end web developer. Okay, if you're wanting to become a UI UX designer, JavaScript is not something that you're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis. You're going to be doing a lot of UI, visual UI design work, and a lot of UI or UX design work, like the process, sketching, prototyping, testing, back to the drawing board, whiteboarding, sketching, wireframing, prototyping, designing, things like that. Okay, JavaScript is for the responsibility of the front-end developer. Now, if you want to become, if JavaScript is a language that is high on your popularity list and you love it, you've been doing it for a while, and you want to focus on it, focus on it. But focus on becoming a front-end developer. You can focus on becoming both, but in my years of being a part of hiring processes and things like that, it is rare, and I've never met anyone at a expert skill of UI UX design and an expert skill at JavaScript. So in all my years of doing this, I've never met anyone. Now, I've seen a couple guys online. You know, the guy that runs CSStricks.com, and I don't even know if he is expert level or highly proficient in JavaScript, but he's really good. Now, he is good in a lot of things, but they are rare. Okay, the average person, when I was at Yahoo and we were hiring guys, front-end developers, you had guys that say, yeah, I know JavaScript, I know Photoshop, I know this, and when you brought them in, they really didn't know it. Okay, so it's really, you have to buckle down. Just because you know a few lines of code and a few things here and there, you're not at the level where you can land a job at that particular thing. You have to focus on one. That's why I always say focus on one area. Okay, don't spread yourself too thin. Alright, because if you start focusing, even when I focus too much on CSS3 and HTML and stuff, and I spend a full week doing something, like my head down and I'm trying to troubleshoot, and I'm troubleshooting, you know, compatibility issues with certain browsers and things like that, I'm losing all this time that I could be focusing on my visual, you know, enhancing my visual UI design skills, like designing interfaces for mobile apps and phones and desktops and things like that. Okay, so I always have to choose one. You know, if I want to focus on perfecting my UI UX design skills, I need to focus on that and leave JavaScript alone. That's why my main message to aspiring designers is JavaScript is not something that is required, okay, to become a UI UX designer. Hear me clearly. To become a UI UX designer, JavaScript is not required. Now, you may see job descriptions that says, you know, it's nice to have JavaScript as a, you know, to have some knowledge of JavaScript. They just say that just to say that. But when you get there, you're not going to be doing any JavaScript work, okay? All my jobs that I've gotten, they had that little message at the bottom of the job description. You know, JavaScript is nice to have, you know, a nice working knowledge of JavaScript, and when I get there, I don't do a lick of JavaScript work. That's for the front-end developers, okay? You, as a UI UX designer, you're going to be doing visual UI design work and then UX design stuff, okay? Prototyping, wireframing, things like that. All right, so that's my message for this video. It's a hot topic. It always comes up every time I talk about JavaScript or HTML and CSS. I get a lot of debates going on in you know, the comments and stuff like that. People sending me emails. So I just wanted to shoot another video to kind of clear some things up, hopefully, and just really state my position. JavaScript is not required for UI UX designers. Okay, if you love JavaScript, that is a front-end development sort of thing, and those are two different things. You have front-end development over here, and you have UI UX design over here. All right, you have to choose one, in my opinion. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk soon. More videos to come. If you like the videos and like things I talk about, please hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and check out my website mlwebcode.com for more information. And we'll talk soon, guys. Peace.